Hello everyone, welcome to the Cuban Tutor. Today we're gonna see some traditions for New Year's Eve in Cuba and how we celebrate the New Year in general. There are some very interesting traditions that, to my knowledge, only happen in Cuba, and today I'm gonna share it with you and see how Cubans are living in 2025 their New Year's Eve, and also about the current situation unfolding there as we speak right now. So let's start. So first, let's start with some food. I know you guys love it. Who doesn't love some Cuban dish? This is a traditional Cuban dish for New Year's Eve. You can also try this dish in Christmas time. It's also possible. So we have con gris, which is like rice and beans, black beans, plátano frito. In this case, is in the sweet presentation. The ones that are salty are called tostones. And so puerco asado. We're gonna see what puerco asado is right now in a while. And then yuca with mojo, with that sauce. It's amazing. You're gonna see it now too. And then aguacate, avocado, right? So that, and some salt. And this is like the perfect meal that we all love. And well, if you were lucky, if you got lucky, you may also had access to one of these Ciego Montero refrescos, which are refreshments or beverages that are traditional to Cuba. And these are the traditional beers that your uncle always has in his hands, while celebrating, talking about about different things of daily life for Christmas or New Year's Eve. So we have Bucanero, which is a very strong beer that is disappeared right now. I mean, we cannot find a lot of it, even if we want to, in Cuba, and it's also very expensive. Mayave and cerveza cristal. This is the traditional cerveza, that beer, so that everyone is always trying to look for, but they are rare nowadays because everything is rare in that country. It's puerco asado, what I was talking about. So it's a roast pig, basically on a almost like on a stick, right? That there's a better name for this. Basically Spain, or you have some sort of mechanism that does it by itself automatically, so people don't have to be with their hands doing it, or to just leave one part like that, maybe for some minutes, and then they go rotating the pork. So some Cuban New Year's food traditions that we can find are turrón. Let me show you what turrón is. Basically this. You can also find this in Spain. It's fairly popular and it's pretty delicious. Maybe you have I think it's nougats in English, the way it's called. Sidra and grape. So sidra is cider. And so if we find this, yeah, I mean, you can see this in some houses. And then grapes is also possible. Not as much for me. This is more a Spain tradition, but well. Crema de vie. Okay, this one is an absolute classic in Cuba, right? So crema de vie. Okay, here, so this is an article about crema de vie. Una antigua bebida rodeada de misterios en su origen, preparación, fotos. Crema de vie, an ancient drink shrouded in mysteries about its origins, how to make it. So here's a recipe of how you can do it too, if you wanna try it. It's very delicious. I recommend it to try it if you wanna get a taste of the real Cuban culture during this New Year's Eve. And I think you and your guests or the people you're with are gonna love it. Roasted pig, we already talked about it. And then Cuban rum. Yeah, people, I mean, the classical Havana Club, right? That you can find in many places. Havana Club, right? These are quite expensive though in Cuba, but yeah, you could find like this. They're good old times. And so Cuban rum. It's a shame that Americans are forbidden from tasting the fantastic Cuban rum in the US. This is a prohibition part of a larger set of the US travel restrictions to Cuba. There are many restrictions. I can talk about that in another video, but it's basically Cuba's fault, all right? Throwing a bucket of water out. This is, well, I don't know how can I even call this, but yeah, to dispel any negativity accumulated throughout the previous year, households will save the bucket of dirty water left over from mopping and cleaning before the celebration, or just regular water, but yeah, especially water that you already used, so you don't waste precious water that is not always available in Cuba, right? So at midnight, someone tosses this bucket of water out of the door and into the street, symbolically writing everyone in the household of any bad luck. Burning effigies. And so people burn a doll almost like this, and they set it on fire. Anyways, let's see some more. May not walk with a suitcase. Well, Cubans are so desperate to get out of the country and to travel that they literally go outside the neighborhood with a suitcase, and they go around the block maybe 1, 2, 3 times, so that in the next year they can have access to get out of the country, to travel basically with their suitcases, and so they can finally travel somewhere else. This is a funny thing, and pretty ironic or sad even if you think about it in that way, because we're so desperate to leave the country that this is what happens, is embedded as a tradition in the culture already. Okay, we're gonna reserve this for another video, Cuban wedding traditions, but basically this is the food. This is some preparation of the food. You can look this channel, Receta Cubana, if you wanna see how you can prepare some Cuban food. I'm gonna be also leaving it in the description if you wanna prepare some Cuban food in the comments. So that's it, some Cuban food there, and then so I have this video to show you guys here.
Desde la escuela es arroz blanco como pueden ver a mis hijos. Ya mi niña.
Let's not fool ourselves. This food, yeah, it's part of the culture, but it's not always available. It's actually pretty rare throughout the year. The little money that Cubans have, they reserve it for maybe this last part of the year so they can have a good meal with their families. But let's not fool ourselves. Cuba is going through the worst situation, its worst situation in history, so the lack of food is the norm. There's a huge famine right now going on in Cuba. I wanted to share the good things and the bad things and the traditions, everything. I want to be real with you guys here.
Estar ahí, ya no quiere comer, me dice, mamá, qué asco tengo, ya no quiero más esto. Y el niño también me dice lo mismo. La niña mayor, que se llama Lupenia, también, mamá, no quiero comer. La niña está con fiebre, el niño también. Mi mamá está aquí con el dengue ese.
Sure, many Cubans do not have anything to eat at all.
Como podemos, con mucho pánico del qué será, porque para hoy por lo menos tenemos alimentos, pero el día de mañana no sabemos ni qué vamos a comer.
Me tienen hasta la misma madre con el lío de la corriente. Ya estoy que no doy.
No soy feliz. En Cuba no.
No one is.
Para nada. Porque
Except the ones that steal from us, of course.
no hay nada en Cuba, no hay nada.
Too many leaders. Yep. So this is, well, esta será la cena de Navidad y fin de año 25 en Cuba. So this would be the Christmas dinner and of fin de año, so end of the year, New Year's Eve 2025 in Cuba. People are desperate, people don't have food basically, and so they're talking about their situations and how they face it, right?
Imposible para la inmensa mayoría. Mientras escuchas estas palabras, 7 de cada 10 cubanos se han visto obligados a saltarse al menos una comida al día.
That's it. Again, the little money they have, they save it for this last part. Look at this, huevo, egg, 3,200 pesos cubano. The average Cuban doesn't earn much more like that, so literally like a cardboard of eggs is your entire salary of the month. This was all, guys. A bit depressing, I know, but everything about my country is depressing, but I wanna be truthful with you all. I'm a tutor, but before being a tutor of Cuban Spanish, I'm also a person, and I see the reality of the things that are going on. I wanna show it to you guys. The nice things we have, and also the horrible things we're going through right now. And it's not much that we can do as individuals, but the more informed we are, the better we can be, and we can act towards things in the world. So thank you for being here, and don't forget to spread the word about the reality of Cuba. And well, I'll leave you the link so you can find the food, and you can prepare yourself and have a good Cuban dinner. Ciao, ciao.